This story is from February 1948, and the location was nearly the same as where MH370 was last seen on radar in 2014. That is, the Strait of Malacca. This place is a thin maritime strip between Malaysia and Indonesia, through which thousands of the world's merchant ships pass. That day, the weather was completely clear. The sea was calm, and the wind was as perfectly peaceful as on ordinary days. Several American and British merchant ships were traveling along this route. Everything was proceeding normally, but suddenly, many ships present there received a strange signal on their radios. Welcome back once again to Journey Unlocked videos. Viewers, this strange signal received was in Morse code format. Morse code is certainly an old-school method of communication, but it was far more reliable than voice messages. Normally, if voice is transmitted over radio, it depends on distance, atmospheric obstructions like fog, dust, humidity, and line of sight. And when there are obstructions, the audio message doesn't reach the receiver completely. It either fades out or reaches the receiver's end with significant distortion. In contrast, Morse code is a combination of dots and dashes that can be decoded at the receiver's end to form a complete English sentence. The biggest advantage of this message is that it can be sent thousands of kilometers despite atmospheric obstructions. That day, the Morse code received by ships in the Strait of Malacca began something like this: 3 dots, 3 dashes, and then again 3 dots. And this pattern repeated twice, followed by a long series of dots and dashes. If decoded from Morse code, the initial part means SOS, SOS. The translation of the entire message goes something like this: SOS, SOS. Request from the steamship SS Urang Medan for ships with shortwave wireless to contact a doctor immediately. This was the first message received. Then, without any wait, a second message arrives, and its translation was something like this: probably second officer dead. Other crew members also dead. Do not give medical advice. SOS request for immediate help from warship. After this second message, the Urang Medan sent its position and then sent a final message which was probably incomplete. The last message only said, "I die," and the message ended. After this final message, a long silence fell. Radio operators from other ships immediately responded back, but no reply came from the other side. This silence persisted for many minutes, and the ships that had received this message became clear that something terrible had happened to this ship named SS Urang Medan.
After receiving these terrifying messages, the closest ship was an American merchant ship named Silver Star. The captain of the Silver Star decided to go to the location from where the signal came. He changed his course and began speeding towards the SS Urang Medan. At first, he thought maybe the ship was sinking or had been attacked. After several hours of travel, when the Silver Star neared that location, they saw through binoculars that a merchant ship was indeed stationed there. When they got even closer, the Silver Star crew was astonished to see that the SS Urang was in perfectly fine condition. The ship was not damaged anywhere, nor were there any signs of it taking on water. It was just floating silently on the water. If something was strange, it was that despite having a steam engine, no smoke was coming from the chimney above. The weirdest thing was that there was no movement on the deck. Such a large ship, and completely silent. The Silver Star captain couldn't understand. He made several calls on the loudspeaker, blew the horn. But there was no sound there except for the sea waves. Finally, the Silver Star captain decided to send a team to that ship to unveil this mystery. When a rescue team boarded the SS Urang Medan, the atmosphere inside was quite cold, and an absolute silence prevailed. Meanwhile, their eyes fell on the first corpse. This was no ordinary corpse, rather, the man's face was contorted with terror. His eyes and mouth were wide open. It seemed as if he had witnessed an extremely horrific scene at the moment of death. His body was stiff, and his hands were stretched forward as if trying to stop something. As the rescue team moved forward, they found more corpses. Bodies were scattered all over the deck. The captain was dead at his post. Other officers were dead on the bridge. Even the ship's dog was found dead. That dog's death also didn't seem normal. It was also stiff, and its mouth was open. The most surprising thing was that there were no marks of wounds on any of the bodies. No bleeding nails, no injuries. Nor were any signs of a fight found there. Just that same terrifying expression on everyone's faces. When the rescue team reached the radio room, they found the corpse of the same radio operator who had sent all these radio messages. His fingers were still on the Morse code key in the same state as when he had sent the "I die" message. The Silver Star rescue team had confirmed one thing. Something very abnormal had happened here because there were no marks of external wounds on the corpses, and everyone had died of sheer terror. At this point, they decided to tie the ship with ropes and take it to the nearest port so that a proper investigation could be conducted on it. The rescue team had just begun tying the ropes when smoke started emanating from the lower part of the ship, cargo hold number 4. At first, it was just light smoke, but within moments, flames erupted. This fire spread so rapidly that the rescue team had no option but to flee. They immediately jumped back into their small boats and, saving their lives, headed towards the Silver Star. As soon as they reached their ship, a tremendous explosion occurred on the SS Orang Medan, scattering the ship's debris far and wide across the sea. Within moments, that mysterious ship sank into the depths of the ocean with all its secrets and those terrifying corpses. Now, no evidence was left there. Only the testimony of the Silver Star crew members, before whom this entire incident had unfolded. Because no evidence was available, many people called this a fabricated story, and some started making conspiracy theories about it. Some researchers said that a ship named SS Orang Medan was not officially registered at all. Lloyd's Shipping Register, which keeps records of all the world's ships, did not have this ship's name. But on the other hand, researchers who believe in this incident maintain that this was the period right after World War II. At that time, many merchant ships operated under fake names or were not registered at all. It's possible the SS Orang Medan was one of them, or it was involved in some illegal activity, which is why it wasn't registered. Sometime later, in 1954, an article was published in Dutch newspapers describing this entire incident of the SS Orang Medan. It included interviews with some people who had previously worked on this mysterious ship. Among them were some crew members who said the Orang Medan was used for smuggling illegal goods. That's probably why it wasn't registered. When attempts were made to trace the ship's owner based on their statements, the owner could not be found due to lack of evidence. Many years after this incident, in 2003, the American intelligence agency CIA declassified some secret files, one of which was related to this mysterious ship SS Orang Medan. It was a letter written to the CIA on May 29, 1958. In this letter, the writer mentioned, along with all the details of this disaster, that, "I am sure if the tragedy of the SS Orang is solved, we will find answers to the mysteries of many disappearing airplanes and merchant ships." Whether the CIA investigated this letter or not, this letter was kept in secret files for the next 45 years and then declassified in 2003. It is still available on the CIA's website today. At that time, the most credible and logical theory was that the SS Orang Medan was loaded with some dangerous chemical. Remember, World War II had just ended at that time. Japan and Germany had many deadly chemicals. It is said that this ship was smuggling these deadly chemicals, such as potassium cyanide or nitroglycerin. According to experts, if seawater mixes with potassium cyanide, it will release an extremely poisonous gas. This enters human lungs and causes a chemical reaction, leading to immediate death by suffocation. This theory proves why there were no wounds on the bodies found there. Regarding nitroglycerin, it is an explosive chemical. If not stored properly, it can explode on its own. Perhaps the fire the rescue team saw was a result of this chemical. Another angle is that perhaps this ship was carrying material from Unit 731. Unit 731 was that terrifying Japanese army unit that conducted biological experiments on humans. After Japan lost the war following American intervention, America wanted to shift their scientists to their side. It's possible this ship was carrying those secret biological weapons or chemicals, and due to leaks en route, the entire crew was killed. Because this was a secret mission, the ship wasn't registered anywhere. And when the CIA declassified that letter 45 years later, people's belief in this theory became even stronger. Another interesting point is that the Silver Star crew reported that the atmosphere there was very heavy. The dog's death and it freezing in an aggressive posture indicates that perhaps it saw something terrifying there. This point turns this disaster towards a supernatural mystery. The reality of the SS Orang Medan is still buried somewhere in the depths of the ocean today. We can only speculate. If we think logically, the chemical leak theory seems the strongest. Japanese war crime chemicals, smuggling them, and lack of safety took the lives of those poor sailors. This incident is one of the few incidents in the world that reminds us how many secrets the ocean holds within. Even today, when ships pass through the Strait of Malacca, old sailors remember the story of the SS Orang Medan. This story tells us that no matter how much progress man makes, he is still helpless before nature and fate. Hope you guys will like and share this Journey Unlocked video generously. Many thanks for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.